Hey everybody, Charles from HumbleMechanic.com. What you're looking at here is the rear drum on my cabriolet, and initially when I started this I was going to shoot a little video and show you guys how to replace a rear drum set, the springs, the shoes, the parking brake cable. But as I got the drum off, I noticed a few things, and I just thought I'd go ahead and point them out to you. Before we go on forward, I'll pull the other side off and hopefully it'll be in a little bit better shape. This is a drum set for the rear brakes. What happens is when you press the brake pedal, these two pieces right here get pushed out into the drum, which is laying on the floor over there. The car stopped fine, but as I got the parts off I noticed a few things. One, if you look right here, this spring and cup and pin actually hold this shoe on, and then if we come over here to the other side, there's supposed to be another one here, so we only have one pin holding this entire set on to the actual back here. And if you look really close right down here, you can see a spring just laying down at the bottom here. That is supposed to be attached. I'm pretty sure it attaches right here. So, you know, already two things that are a concern. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be here or not. It's been a long time since I had a VW rear drum set apart. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I also noticed that the rear wheel bearing and dust seal weren't installed properly, so bit of a concern. I'm glad that I took it apart to redo the spring set, and I actually have a new wheel cylinder, which is this piece right here. This piece actually is what pushes the shoes apart, and new parking brake cables, because the parking brake cables are shot. So hang tight, I'm going to pull the other side apart and we'll see how that one looks. Alright, back over here on the other side. This is actually the right rear of the cabriolet. I'm going to show you how to take this rear drum off, and if you're a Volkswagen person, you'll notice right away that this has lug nuts and studs, and I'm not a huge fan of that. This is not how it's supposed to be, but that's okay. I'm not terribly concerned about it now. I'll be taking the drum off, taking it to work, cleaning it, putting a fresh surface on it, and getting rid of it. But there's actually a tool that you're supposed to use to remove this dust cap. I don't have that tool, so I'm going to just use a pair of pliers and take that off just like that. You can see how my pliers grabbed that there. Next you'll see a cotter pin and a castle nut. Let me see if I can get you out of that. Hang tight. There we go. Sorry about the glare, it's kind of sunny outside today. I don't worry about bending this cotter pin out. You can see it right here as it comes through and bends around. I just cut them because I replace it. So I twist it, cut it, cut it, and then just pull it out this way. Some go easier than others. This cotter pin looks fairly new. So I'm wondering if whoever owned it before me had the rear brakes done. In case I didn't tell you guys, I actually met the guy that owned it before me. Was kind of weird. Him or his girlfriend has a Passat, and he had brought me the key, so that was kind of cool. He sent me some pictures of what it looked like before they did the art project to it. So I posted those on the blog if you want to check it out. I'll put a link in the video notes, or if you're watching it on the blog, I'll put a link at the bottom in the video notes. But this castle nut comes off. We'll set that to the side. This nut shouldn't be very tight. It's actually over tight. You want to almost be able to loosen it by hand. And no, this isn't the proper tool to do that with, but it wasn't too bad. We run this off. One of the keys of doing rear drum brakes is making sure you stay organized. I like to set my stuff out in the order that I take it off in. That way it all goes back on the right way. Here's your outer bearing and washer. This is 2 pieces. So we set that down. And this one, the brakes are hung a little bit. There's actually a port in the back that you're supposed to loosen it and run the shoes back a little bit on the adjuster, but I'm just going to go ahead and struggle with it because I'm stubborn. So, got the drum. There's the bearing races. The races feel pretty good. One thing, the first thing I noticed, and it was the same way on the other side. Let me see if I can zoom in a little here. This bearing right here, and the dust seal that may or may not be behind it. That's missing the dust seal. This is, well, you're going to notice some weirdness just then. My iPhone actually overheated and stopped recording. So what I was saying is this bearing that I pulled off of here is supposed to be inside this drum, and there's a seal that holds it in, and I don't see that seal in here. I don't know, it may be in there, but it's all covered in grease. Right away I'm noticing that both of the let's see if I can get that glare here, guys. There we go. Both of these spring and pins are in, so that's a good sign. This spring, which is the one that was laying down in the bottom, is properly installed. Overall, this one looks pretty good. I'm much happier on this side than I was on the other side. So, again, the most important thing when you're doing drums, only do one side at a time. You know, you need to know whether this spring right here went in from the front or in from behind. This one, same thing. You know, did this one hook in this way or the other way? How did this go? How did this go down here? There's a lot of parts, and you want to make sure you get it right. We don't do drums hardly at all anymore. In fact, when I first started, one of the lead techs told me that I could go ahead and take my drum brake tools home because there was no way I would possibly need them. Of course, about 3 weeks later, I needed them, so I'm glad I didn't do that. But anyway, that's what a drum brake setup looks like. I'm going to shoot a different video and actually show you guys how to replace all this stuff. It's like 95 degrees out and I'm hot and sweating, so I don't really feel like doing it right now. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.